Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and all you Xeno scums and heretics, we're back.
Welcome.
It's been a goddamn minute.
Hell yeah.
So why the long break? Life. Life gets in the way, work gets in the way. I got a dog now. That's so cool.
Woo!
Yeah, he's a mixed pit bull, and he's from a shelter. And he was a handful in the beginning, but now he's a lovable, charming couch potato that I love very dearly.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, Jack sees us cuddling all the time on Instagram.
It's a cute dog.
He's a very cuddly pup. Like I go to bed and he just looks at me like, "What? I'm not invited, Dad." And I'm like, "Oh, God damn it, get over here." he is he is probably a custodian because he has mastered the art of the guilt trip.
They are actually pretty good at that.
Yeah. Um, so I'm gonna start us off. This is gonna be a more of a general concept episode. I'm gonna start us off with something I have to get off my chest because I've been gassed up about this for a few days now.
Yeah.
Two shows have recently come to an end. Two shows that I was emotionally invested in. One I knew was going to be a just absolute train wreck, but I held on to hope that maybe, just maybe, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And the other I was heavily emotionally invested in, and I spent a lot of time following the show, and it ended on such a wet fart and a whimper of an ending that left me frustrated to the point of violent rage.
Oh no.
And no, I'm not talking about Secret Invasion because I had zero expectations about that
Oh
project.
boy, I was about to say like, dude, what?
No, it's
Because
not Secret Invasion because I don't give a shit about what Marvel does lately. Like you did good with the third Guardian of the Galaxy, and that's about it for well, basically ever since Wakanda Forever, which
yeah,
was awesome.
and we don't count the Spider-Verse into that because it's not even.
No, no, Spider-Verse is a separate thing, and like it'll be like me giving them a W for the new Spider-Man game that's gonna be awesome. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
So the two things that frustrated me, I'll start with the first. Are you familiar with the show The Blacklist?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
So I'm
Never
I'm
finished
a
it though, but I am a
I'm
huge
I'm
fan.
I'm a star. I'm a huge James Spader fan. Like from his earlier stuff and like David, I think it was David Lynch movies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all the way up to Boston Legal and The Practice,
Hmm.
where he was amazing. And even his voice work, for those who don't know, he's the voice of Ultron, which
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
I'm going to show you
And
something beautiful.
he did tremendously. Ultron is an underrated villain, and I think could have played a bigger role. And James Spader was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Um, the Blacklist was a very good show for I would say close to 8 seasons straight. It averaged on good, and at moments it was spectacular.
Cool.
The last 2 seasons were a significant downgrade, but we trudged along. We said, all right, let's see this through because we still have questions that need to be answered.
Yeah.
So Netflix is always the fucking blame for this.
Of
Uh,
course.
Season 10, which they had the audacity to do it like as a weekly thing, like to keep me hanging on to hope and not
Uh,
just fucking drop it so I can binge watch it and get over with it with like a weekend. I'm so pissed at this. I don't know if Netflix produced it, but I know that like Netflix is the only way to watch this in my country. So
yeah.
I'm not directly blaming Netflix on this, but I'm considering how bad it was, I'm blaming Netflix.
Might as well.
Yeah, they ended the show on this pseudo artistic uh death scene with zero questions answered about Raymond Reddington.
Oh, that was his. I mean,
The
he's
whole
literally
thing.
like the whole thing.
Once they've killed Liz, the whole thing was, well, who the fuck is Raymond Reddington then?
Yeah.
Like, is he her real dad? Is
Dad,
he her
oh no,
mom? Is he a Russian agent? The fuck? I just want to know. I spent years of my life with the show. Just let me know. No questions answered.
that's some
And
bullshit.
he dies off in the most bullshit way. He basically lets a bull gore him.
What?
Yeah, we've seen this dude literally crawl out the ass of a nuclear holocaust. I'm
Yeah.
exaggerating, but it's not far off. This man got out from death traps that would make James Bond blush,
Yeah, he's been through hell and back many times.
and now he just gets gored by a bull. It wasn't artistic. It was stupid. It was anticlimactic. We don't get proper payoff to like the Donald Dressler arc. We don't get we don't even get a funeral scene.
Yeah, sad.
Like you don't even get to see little Agnes give him a send off, or Howard, or like how the characters deal with his death. Nothing. We get nothing.
Sag.
Like I don't know who is to blame for that atrocity, but they should be trialed at Hague. This was a crime against humanity. Get Nuremberg on the phone.
I was just about to say we are reviving the Nuremberg trials for this.
This was an you know what was this? This was an affront to God. You have James Spader, one of the best, and I'm gonna die on this hill. He's underrated. He is one of the best character actors in all of TV and cinema. Yeah. If I challenge you to give me 10 guys who are better than James Spader at this type of character work, you could take all week, you'll maybe come up with 5. That's my hill to die on. And really burned my ass.
Yeah.
But I think that one's on me. Like I'm the one to blame because I held on to hope. Have you watched the 3rd season of The Witcher, my brother?
Bro, oh no, why? Why did you do this to yourself?
Yo, listen.
That's called masochism.
It is shit. I mean, that was like, and it was like, I'm genuinely speechless, and followers of the show know how hard that is to come by. That I have nothing to say, but I came across like. I was so frustrated. I came across a YouTube channel that did a video about this. He did a calculation of how much actual screen time The Witcher had in the goddamn Witcher. Right?
Yeah.
So this whole season was a flat out vendetta against Henry Cavill, and no one can tell me otherwise. This was done solely to piss off anyone who came to the show to see Henry Cavill and Henry Cavill himself. There's no other way to explain it.
That's not one side of the argument, but I think that everybody kind of expected them to be so trashy about it. What actually irritated me, because I actually did cover the Henry Cavill situation, but
I know.
Afterwards was what the showrunner actually explained, that they made the show bad to dumb it down for viewers. And that is the offense that I'm taking to this. Like, who are you to determine what my literacy level are?
I'm gonna take it a step back, okay?
Yeah.
This is when people act. Okay, this is gonna be an out of pocket thing, but when people act like that, it hurts the writer's strike. I'm gonna say it. Just keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Just like that kind of condescending incompetence. Like being condescending and incompetent in the same time is that's a fucking stretch, dude.
That's so dumb.
That it is a marvel. I think you should do your thesis on how something like that could happen. God, that was infuriating. But the thing is this: millions and millions of people have played the games. Millions of people have read the books before the show. Otherwise, it wouldn't get picked up as a game. It got picked up as a AAA fucking title because it had a cult following, and they said we're gonna sell hundreds of thousands of this thing, and they ended up selling way more. You know how we both played it, but for those who don't know, you know how good The Witcher 3 is?
It's so good. Actually, I'm currently like in the process of playing Baldur's Gate, and I'm seeing like similarities
I've
to The
heard Baldur's
Witcher
Gate
right
is
now.
amazing.
It's so good, dude. It's the best
I'm
thing so far this year.
I want to get a few things done like in my personal life, and then I can let this game consume my soul because I can't have another Ghost of Tsushima happen to me.
No,
If I
don't
told
worry.
you what happened to me with Ghost of Tsushima,
You signed up from like,
I was like my membership to like a social life was canceled. That game took my soul. Like I'm gonna get to it in a second because like that deserves a second. I was really late to the party with Ghost of Tsushima because I normally don't enjoy those type of games.
yeah,
I'm not a big like hack and slash type dude. Uh, but we're gonna get to it in a second. The clear disdain to Sakowski's work
yeah,
infuriated me. And you know how much screen time the Witcher,
yeah.
Geralt of Rivia, the title of the fucking show had in the first episodes of the third season?
No.
25%, give or take.
Oh,
The title of the main protagonist of the show was on screen for about a quarter of the time. Okay? And then on the last 3 episodes, where he proceeds to get his ass kicked. I know it's not Superman, but really you had to cripple the Witcher in the last episodes where he was on screen for about 17% of the time in the last 3 episodes.
yeah,
Less than a quarter of the screen time. The show
yeah.
revolved around Cirilla, okay, here's the thing. People might think listening to this in a vacuum and might think that I have an issue like with a strong female protagonist, and I really don't. What I have an issue is when you take something and transform it into another thing just to get your fucking point across. There are entire movies. I'll give you an example. G.I. Jane is a movie that I love.
Keep my
I
wife's
love G.I.
name.
Jane.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. I just had to do the Will Smith joke, the Chris Rock joke.
Yeah.
Like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth because he made a
Man,
G.I.
you know
Jane
what I hate
reference.
about you know what I hate about the fucking Will Smith slap? Because if it was someone else, if it was fucking I don't know Wesley Snipes or Michael Jai White making that joke, Will
Yeah,
Smith would have kept his ass in that chair.
yeah, he
Hell,
would
I'm
have.
a lifelong martial artist. If Michael Jai White said that shit, I'm keeping my ass in that chair.
Yeah.
I'd be looking at Jada. Well, you go fucking slap him then. See how that works out for you. So here's the issue. If you have a female character that's organically grown and is a strong protagonist for a reason, not just because she has the girl boss, we're gonna be there for it. Case in point, fucking Ashika in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Do you know one Star Wars fan that doesn't like that fucking character?
none.
Or staying in the Star Wars universe, Princess Leia, who is a diplomat, she's royalty, she has a connection to the Force. No one gives a shit. No one cares that she's a woman. She's a cool ass character. And
Yeah.
then some fucking blue-haired monstrosity that looks like a beach Shamu is gonna probably tell me everybody's talking about Leia because of the fucking scene with Jabba the Hutt. No,
No,
he spends the majority of
bro.
3 movies being the best character aside from Darth Vader.
Literally, the only thing, matter of fact, the most thing that I remember in terms of sexualization of a Star Wars character was the relationship of Leia and Luke. That's literally the
But
one
here's
thing
the
that's stuck in
thing.
my
By the
head.
way, in the one scene that sexualizes her in parentheses, right? The
Yeah.
one scene, she's the one that kills Jabba.
Yeah.
People forget she choked that big slobby fuck with
Fuck.
the own chain. She had a girl boss moment, even in the goddamn space bikini.
Yeah.
And we love Princess Leia. I didn't like what they did like in the last movie where she force flies through the fucking stars like Omni-Man. I didn't like that. But that's because it didn't make a lick of fucking sense.
Oh
Like the
God.
entirety of that trilogy.
Oh. Yeah.
Fuck, how you gotta go and ruin Star Wars for me? Shit. All right. So the Witcher pissed me off to a primal degree. like to an unhealthy degree. I spent the amount of nerd rage that I've had, the amount of nerd rage that I've had in the last, I don't know, 3 weeks is cause for concern from our cardiologist. Another thing that pissed me off.
Oh
Remember
boy.
when we talked about a mobile game that I enjoy?
Oh no,
Uh,
the Dragon Ball one?
yeah. So I deleted the game because it got fucking ridiculous. Like I know
Good.
it's a gotcha game, but you have to do it in fucking taste. Otherwise, you're goddamn Diablo fucking Eternal or Immortal or whatever that was. You remember
Yeah,
that
yeah.
affront to God where they calculate it'll cost you $500,000 to fucking fully upgrade your character?
Yep.
Fuck insane. Absolutely fucking insane. So I looked into the game. I looked into there's a big, very active forum for it on Reddit, right? There's a subreddit for it.
Yeah.
There was like, since I deleted the game, like 9 extra characters that completely changed the power scaling of that game to a point where even if I was to uh, reactivate my account, I would have to spend hundreds of fucking dollars for the option of getting any of these games to remain competitive. Like, what are we even fucking doing at this point?
Man, I don't know with gaming right now. That's why I am so happy with what is happening right now with Larian. I know it's completely different mediums from mobile to PC gaming, but like this thing of like some studio just working on a game for a long time, putting out something that is on a fixed price with nothing extra, just a cool game for you to enjoy. That is bliss.
It might be an expensive fixed price, but you know that's the only money you're ever fucking spending on this game.
Indeed. This is pure bliss. And there's so much content. God.
This is why, by the way, another thing I really fucking loved about, and I'm going back to it, Ghost of Tsushima. I am very late to the party with Ghost of Tsushima. I know. I got to it 2 years too late. But you know, fucking life gets in the way and you never get to all the games you really want to get to. And it's not a genre that I normally play. Like I'm not a big fan of like Assassin's Creed and all those stuff. Like it never really was my thing. I'm more of like a sports game, fighting game, first person shooter type thing, and obviously fantasy and role play, right?
Yeah.
So a samurai sneak hack and slash isn't really my thing. Boy, was I wrong. This game had me ugly crying at some points.
Yeah.
Like the amount of feels I had while playing Ghost of Tsushima. Like the game is so good and it's so versatile. I played through it 3 times.
Oh,
Like to experiment with different builds and different playing styles and to try to solve like the thing about like you don't have only one solution for a situation.
yeah.
So like you can if you have to like defeat a Mongol base, you can do it in multiple ways. And if you have to complete a mission, you can go through multiple courses on how to finish it. There's not because it's genuine open world.
Yeah.
So it's not like one way to get through security and such. So it's not repetitive.
Yeah, that
Man,
you can iterate
I
all the time.
yeah, I had so much fun with this game, but it
Did,
consumed my soul. Like,
did you also try to play it like a gentleman, fedora wearing weeb, as you played it in black and white,
of
just like the
course,
old samurai movies?
of course I did. Of
Great.
course, in Japanese and black and white. Of course I did.
Nice.
Yeah, but I did that on the third playthrough because in the beginning when you're learning the open world, the color schemes really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it's incredible. It really is incredible. And shout out to the voice acting both in Japanese and in English.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Amazing work. Just I think it's a top 10 game of all times. Genuine.
That's high praise. But I can see it somewhere there, at least for consoles.
It for console, it's absolute genre defining.
Yeah.
Because it's the best open world adventure game I've experienced on console. Yes, Breath of the Wild, you can suck one. I'm not a fan of the newer Zelda games. I'm just not. I'm really not.
Yeah, I can feel that. There are some people who, like, I have a friend of mine who has a literal disdain for it because he hates the colors. His argument is that he used to love it when everything was super dark, like with Majora's Mask, where like even the moon wanted to kill you just because it could. But I mean, to everyone, to each their taste.
Some people have it, some people don't. No, newer Nintendo stuff is kind of whack. I'm sorry. It's real. When was the last time Nintendo came out with something that was genuinely very good?
I mean, that Kirby game was kind of fun. It was kind of fire. Freaking vending machine, you eat that shit, you become the vending machine. It was
No,
just
I
stupid.
get it. I mean, but you can only but you're not gonna spend 300 game hours in Kirby.
No,
That's
no,
the that's
that
the
made for a
that's the,
casual audience,
that
obviously.
no, Nintendo are the kings of casual gaming. I can always kick up fucking Mario Kart and have some fun for like 20 minutes. Like
Yeah.
that's not the thing. But I'm talking like genuine quality, completely immerse yourself in the world, lose your shit type game. When was the last time they did that?
Yeah. Some Tears of the Kingdom fans will argue against that, but
I don't care. Nintendo fans are in the same box as fucking Xbox fans to me. Like, really? Like, how dare you? How dare
Xbox,
you?
there's nothing on Xbox.
Apparently, there's going to be because Microsoft are buying the universe.
Yeah, we'll see.
But listen, here's the thing. When anything is related to Xbox, my expectations are so low.
Yeah.
Like I had so much expectations for Halo Infinite.
Let's not get into that rabbit hole. We'll be talking all day.
Oh yeah, no, but so like in all, and they have years to catch up, even with Blizzard being exclusive, like the years.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. At least they are definitely not going to fail economically speaking, because obviously they have Game Pass and all that stuff. They are attracting the PC platform as well. So yeah, they'll be eating well,
I never
nonetheless.
said they're not going to be successful. I'm saying when will you put out something that's good? There's difference. The
Yeah.
Kardashians are successful. It doesn't make it good TV.
No.
Like there's a difference.
But speaking
But
of
I'm
lack
but
of
I'm
success,
okay.
I was initially planning on doing something last month, which was a little bit of a fitness transformation. But then life happened to me as well, and we had to move. So unfortunately, I had to postpone that to this month. So right now, I'm currently trying to like force a bit of a change, at least more than usual in my fitness journey. But then I realized that there are certain things that I'm not that used to, and with age, how certain exercises have become a lot harder.
Oh, you're starting to feel age creep up on you, my guy.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah!
oh, that's so sad.
It's so annoying.
Oh, tell me about it. Uh, so let's. By the way, I have a fitness challenge that I'm starting. I actually supposedly was supposed to start it 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
but it didn't pan out because I also fucking had life happen to me. And in the last 3 weeks, I got injured twice.
Oh, crap.
Like house accidents. Like I literally chopped off the tip of my finger. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw
I
it.
saw that.
Yeah, so I was chopping up vegetables for dinner for me and my daughter, and both my daughter and my dog distracted me in the same fucking time, and I brought the knife down on my pinky.
Oh.
Literally took the tip of my pinky off. I can no longer hold a katana. Uh, so that was an open fucking wound with like stapling and shit. I couldn't train until that. I can't train until that finally comes off. So I'll be possibly back in the gym tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And then I had like a thing with my ankle because things just hurt for no good goddamn reason when you're
I
over.
know.
Like I woke up one morning and like the entire left side of my body just said "fuck you" and all your future plans. I was fucked for days. I
And
don't even know what I did. I was just hurting all over.
yeah. And it really sucks because when I was experiencing all this, I went back home, I think about a couple of weeks ago, and because I was taking care of my daughter, and I was tuning into on Netflix trying to catch up to some shows, and I saw that there was a new season of Baki.
That always gets you going for training.
Now, that is great, but what I actually don't really like about that show is the amount of bro science involved in it. My God, it reminds me of the shit that is going on in Warhammer 40K. It is
Bro, hold up.
so out of
But
it.
why? Listen, let's be honest here, okay? Baki is a mixture of Mortal Kombat and the
Yeah.
showrunner's homoerotic passions.
Oh, Baki is so gay.
It's super gay, and we're here for it because,
And
like,
we're here for
let your
it.
freak flag fly. I want to see the cool fights. But listen, this dude is talking so much shit, and I cannot stand it. But the animation is so cool.
Yeah, it is. But
And
like,
you don't read the manga. The manga is even more insufferable. Like
oh, I
entire panels explaining how Muhammad Ali Jr. doesn't use kicks, but kicks the ground into punches. Like, fuck
all
you so much.
they've all had extracurricular at the University of Trust Me, bro.
Yeah, and like, just up the dose, bro. Just up the dose.
Oh man, it's so dumb. But like,
But there's so many homages there to like really cool people.
yeah,
Like, you cannot dislike an anime manga that pays tribute to Sergio Oliva.
no, you can't.
People sleep on how good he was in relation to his time.
Dude beat Arnold like 3 times.
Baby Arnold, but yeah, Sergio had some symmetry issues. Let's be honest.
Yeah, sure.
Older Arnold beats him, but like, yeah, he beat Baby Arnold 3 times. It wasn't even close. I think that if with his genetics, if he had access to like modern day understanding of training, because like Sergio Oliva's training was fucking stupid, fucking dumb. Like it was genuinely ass backwards retarded. Like, oh my god. Like people, Frank Zane made more sense in his training. I swear to
Yeah.
God. But like, if he knew how to actually train and had access to modern day diet understanding, Sergio Oliva would present a very Ronnie Coleman-esque type physique, in my view.
Yeah. But would he have survived though?
I don't know, because like a lot of people are just not lasting in bodybuilding anymore.
No, they don't.
Man, so let's talk about fitness in general and my fitness challenge. So the fitness challenge that I'm starting, you can join in. I'm starting it again tomorrow because I had to reset it.
Yep.
100 days. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No alcohol.
That's easy.
No cheat meal.
Okay.
Logging food, like monitoring calories. Not necessarily you have to be on negative calories, just literally tracking your diet with an app. I'm trying to get more into jiu-jitsu competition weight, so I'm definitely going to be on like a smaller caloric deficit, but don't have to be. Just 100 days keeping your shit clean.
Okay. That's doable.
Yeah. It's not that hard at all. I just had to restart because like I wasn't fucking training.
Yeah. I think the only difficult part of that is the tracking with the app, because I remember back in the days when MyFitnessPal wasn't just bombarded with ads all the time. Then you could actually use the damn thing. But now it's like,
but
you need to upgrade to the new
paid
version.
Because let's be honest, us gym bros most of the time eat the same goddamn thing.
Yeah, we do.
So like I have like go-to meals for portions, and I just fucking change the portions.
Yeah.
Like depending on just weighing and scaling your food is the hassle. But you get used to it. It becomes part of your day. Like I do it. Takes me 15 minutes at the start of my day to prep all my food. Like I cook a few days in advance and I just Tupperware it. It's not
Yeah,
that hard.
I do too. I pre-prep twice a week.
You have to do Sunday meal prep. You
Yeah,
have to.
yeah.
It's a tradition. Like
That's also
three
where
hours.
the ecological stuff is off by 20%. So we buy extra.
So Warhammer and fitness, how does that even relate? You wanna segue us into that?
Yeah, basically, like in relation to, for example, that change, I was thinking once, like, okay, I am heading towards my 30s, and I can see my body just actually requiring more effort to keep my physique intact, to keep my strength, my agility, all that stuff. But then I see some of the fantasy stuff, the sci-fi stuff that I used to look up to that inspired me actually to get into a lot of training. And one amongst them now being Warhammer 40K. And I think to myself, how the hell are they making it out alive? Now, obviously, in Warhammer 40K, you are just set to die as like just a normal citizen, whether it is by getting into a factory where you need to slave away for the Imperium of Man, or being killed by some Xenos, or just praying too hard to a god that you believe in. Anything can kill you. But what if you then get the opportunity? Like, what if your parents see a space marine coming towards their home and they say, hey man, take my son, take him away, give him the juice. I want him big, I want him strong, I want him to serve the Emperor so that maybe, perhaps, he can get a better life. Will he make it or will he die? Well,
Well,
that is
let's
a
start with
great
the fact
question.
that let's start with 40K. He's probably gonna die. It doesn't. He's probably. Let's just start there. He might be successful, but he's probably gonna die.
That's
Uh,
yeah. That's basically 1%, a 1% chance. There
so
was a thing, if I may. I think it was Fabius Bile who made like a new thing, like in the 41st millennium, saying that in accordance to the Imperium statistics, only 1 out of 100 aspirants make it out of Astartes training. So yeah, the chances are slim.
Space Marines are jacked to varying degrees. Like
Yeah.
there are Space Marines who actually go into strength training and not just like the fighting cages and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's there like there's a very famous story of an Imperial fist. I have to find the quote and I'm gonna read it verbatim because it's fucking hilarious. Um, that was told to stop getting swole because they could not find armor that fits him anymore. It was an Imperial fist that was somewhat short in comparison to his brothers, but was literally as wide as he is tall. Like an absolute brick in the wall. And it's hilarious. So the name of this Imperial fist who's on the Death Watch, by the way, this is from the Death Watch omnibus.
Mm.
A lot of quirky shit happens on the Death Watch omnibus, but this is pretty dope. This is an absolutely Chad Imperial fist called Maximilian Voss. All right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, that name is all sorts of ridiculous, but we'll get past that. This is a quote describing his situation. Um, and I pardon in advance because I don't know what got into the person who wrote this. This at points feels like a cheesy romance novel, and I'm not joking. This is Baki level of homoeroticism. uh, he not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just wasn't expecting it in 40K. He ran along the primary trench heading south, his powerful legs pounding the muddy duck boards. He was unusually short for a space marine. In the militia, there were standard humans, mundanes, some of the brothers called them, who cast as long a shadow as he did. Few cast a shadow as wide, however. For what Voss lacked in height, he more than compensated for in hard, grainy muscle, the Chad. There was nothing he could do about his height, and not a few of the chapter's apothecaries looked at him askance whenever he passed by. Perhaps it was a kind of unconscious compensation, but Voss has become prone to voluntary sessions of extreme physical training. His muscles swelled beyond their already significant gene-boosted mass. His armor had to be adjusted by the chapter tech servitors. Then it had to be adjusted again and again. Finally, he had been told, nay, commanded, to grow no thicker. I'm sorry, I can't read that without laughing. His strength and power had outstripped those around him, but concerns had arisen about his mobility in the field. So far, these has not been borne out. But nevertheless, with some reluctance, Voss has acceded to the demand of his superior. He grew no bigger, and from that moment trained only to maintain what he had. What he had remained formidable. As he ran to shore up a potential weakness in the southern defenses, he carried not one, but two portable Hellfire missile launchers, fully loaded, one in either armored hand. That's absurd.
That's insane.
That's like, I don't know where to start with that quote. But god damn, what a chunky dude.
All that I can think of after you read that one line is the meme of Anthony Fantana saying, "Damn boy, he thick."
That's what I call those apothecary gains, bro. Now,
apothecary gains, dude. You make me think of. Have you seen the that Brazilian pastor? What was his name? Marcelo Rossi. Damn, there's like a priest in Brazil that is built like a tank, like 2 meters tall, wide as hell. If you look his name up, oh my god, I've never seen anything like that.
I saw something more terrifying than that. There is like a video of a police officer. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like 7'3", at least 350 pounds.
Damn.
And he lifts a dude that is wilding out in a bar, like you lift your daughter, and just carries him outside like a baby. Like, and just like, that's the most emasculating thing you could possibly do to another dude. Now imagine you're in your feelings, you're aggressive. We've all been there at least once in our life. And a dude picks you up like a child as you flail about helplessly in the air and just sets you outside of the club like, now settle down there.
You betrayed the law. Daddy, please.
Like, you're not a fly on his radar. You're not even remotely a threat. Like, oh my God.
That's the thing. Astartes, dude, they are naughty. First and foremost, let's put that out there.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Let's get back to fitness. So, in order to preface things I'm about to say, let's talk about a bit of our background in fitness. I have been a competitive athlete in varying degrees since I was basically 7 years old. I started I'll be more specific. I started training in martial arts at 7 years old. I started seriously competing at 11. I stayed very consistent with martial arts until I was about 16. At 14, I started lifting weights, got really into powerlifting and bodybuilding.
Yeah.
At one point, I actually had an elite total in comparison to my body weight at the time, which was pretty dope. Yeah. No, I was not natty. 0 fucks given. I don't care. And now I'm again competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on and off. I train mostly martial arts. I do lift weights, but it's more of a supplementary thing, not as gung-ho as I used to, because honestly, my body just can't fucking go as hard as it used to.
No. Yeah. On my case, though, I was pretty much just the tale of your average kid. The skinny guy who partook in just like your average school sport. I used to be the lead on the sprint team though, so that was a cool thing. So I ran a lot. I ran way too much. That's kind of a thing in the family. We have
there are so many jokes to be had, but it's such low hanging fruit. I'm ashamed of myself.
I
Just
know.
so I, you've made those jokes like 90 times in private conversations, but it just I feel embarrassed that it pops to my
But yeah, basically, we have a bunch of marathon runners in the family, and yeah, only about the age of 18 did I actually start going to the gym because my parents were totally against it, which made zero sense to me. But my mom was like very afraid that that would be something that would hook me and would get me to go into the army. Actually, that was one of the reasons why she really was against me going to the gym because she was like, "Oh, I've seen how you are with different things. As soon as you get a passion for it, you'll get too hooked, and then they suddenly are going to recruit you, and I'm not going to see my son again." I was like, "Ah, mom, that's not it." But yeah, by the age of 18, doing a lot of weight training, shifted that to some calisthenics, and yeah, I started competing in calisthenics. Afterwards, had a rather short bodybuilding career. Had two shows, never won any one of them, but I kind of competed alone, which well garnered me a lot of good favors from friends and other competitors. So I met a bunch of bodybuilders like that and made a bunch of friendship. That got me into like more weight training and powerlifting afterwards. And basically right now I'm just maintaining and trying to have a
to
great
avoid.
physique and just being strong.
You're trying to avoid a dad bod. Let's be honest.
Basically, yeah. Especially as a parent
so
now.
so here's the key factor. One of the things that are harder to maintain when you get older is frequency and volume.
Yeah.
Up until I was like 27. Now, I'm gonna be clear. I've been off gear ever since I started doing jujitsu. Uh, as I no longer need it, my hormone levels are completely fine and up to snuff. I did have a doctor monitor me. There was a point like right after I got off gear that I was concerned that I might need to be on TRT, but that leveled off. So I'm fine. I'm within normal ranges for my testosterone level and everything.
Yeah.
There was a point like you get to like 27, 28 years old
Hmm.
and recovering from training is a whole different fucking beast. Like
Yeah, I'm feeling it now.
now I'll give you a week of how I trained. Like this was not that long ago. This was a few years ago. I'm 35. This isn't that long ago. I was 29 when I did this routine. All right.
Yeah.
So Sunday was a heavy powerlift. It was a heavy powerlifting day,
Hmm.
right? Monday, if I had time before work in the morning, I would do a light hypertrophy session.
Yeah.
Monday evening was no-gi slash wrestling practice.
Okay.
Tuesday morning, if I didn't do it the day before, it was a light hypertrophy session,
Hmm.
right? Wednesday was a more Olympic lifting conditioning based workout, right?
Sounds fun.
Thursday was morning weightlifting session and conditioning session, and in the evening, gi jujitsu practice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And on the weekend, if I had issues scheduling like workouts throughout the weekend, I would throw someone there, or I would do an extra conditioning session or another powerlifting session, really depending on how I felt and how things leveled up throughout the week. There was some flexibility there. But
Yeah.
like if I would try a weightlifting session and a jujitsu session in the same day right now at 35, the next day I'm not doing shit. I might not be doing shit the next 2 days. It's so much harder to recover from this shit as you get older. And my diet is actually better than it used to be.
Yeah.
I'm just getting old.
Yeah, it's
Less
that's a crazy thing.
tired.
Like we peak, the body peaks, and then it all just becomes about maintenance.
Men age like milk.
Yeah.
And you'd be shocked what happens when you just clean your diet to better food for it basically what equivalent it's an equivalent of 3 months.
Hmm.
Like it's it's fantastic for what it does for you mentally, physically, for your gut biome. Like we eat shit that just makes us feel ill all the time.
Yeah, yeah, it does become a thing that I'm pretty aware of now, especially with my child. Just making sure that whenever I'm watching a show, I'm not just consuming whatever. For which there are actually pretty damn good shows coming out soon.
I'm hyped for Invincible season 2, but
Oh,
I'm concerned. Like, have you read the comic?
yeah, of course I have. I finished it. That's why I kept the mustache.
Oh, you're going full Thrag, aren't you?
Oh yeah, Freddie Mercury.
Dude, Thrag is like I think like one of the more OP comic book villains. Him and Battle Beast are like the two most OP comic book villains.
He's a calm Broly.
Yes, which is terrifying.
Yeah. Legendary Viltrumite.
Bruh, Thrag is just built different. But eventually, by the last, it's insinuated that by the last panels of Invincible, Mark is genuinely stronger than Thrag.
Yeah.
Which is fucking dumb.
I mean, they have that Super Saiyan mumbo jumbo, right? The closer they come to death, the stronger they get and stuff. So Mark has been he's been around.
Yeah, but like there's a scene around that if they're going by the progression of the book that should happen in the second season with the Voltrumites that come to Earth.
Oh no!
How are they like?
You're thinking like, about
it was yes, the great scene with Nisa.
Yeah. Oh,
like Mark gets genuinely violated.
I mean, he got violated by his dad, so.
No.
I know.
He got his ass kicked by his dad. He got biblically violated by Anissa.
Yeah.
Are they genuinely gonna do that? Like it didn't go over well in the comic book.
No, people had a lot of issues with that, but
because of course they fucking did. It's a goddamn grape scene.
But obviously, what were people expecting? Like they were going in that direction. Like they could only push the envelope further. And like there are moments later on that are almost as disgusting as that.
I'm sorry. That took the cake by a landslide. Come on.
No, I'm not excusing it. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not saying you're excusing it. I'm saying the fact you were saying some things got close to it in the comic book is a fallacy. There were things that were very graphically violent. Nothing was as disturbing as that scene.
Yeah.
Image Comics in general, like these are the people that gave us Spawn.
Yeah.
It's gonna be graphic. I'm fine with that. But like when you get to the SA stuff, like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel good. That's more Vertigo territory.
That's the type of shit like, mommy, I don't like it here. I want to go home.